Hey Purpose Peeps, this is Dina, your sister in purpose. And today we're going to talk about moving from existing to living fully. Moving from existing to living fully. And I can tell you that transformation, that move took place here. And it took place here. So moving from existing is like, again, it begins with a declaration. It's the way that I heard it was once was like when you remove something from your life, you create a vacuum, you create a space so that something new can move in. So, it's a difference between saying, oh, I'm so tired of existing. I'm so tired of survival. I'm so tired of whatever word you want to put in there. Okay, what do you want? What do you really want? What you want is to live fully. And I have to be honest with you, it was a process to even just articulate those two words. But when I did my vision board for this year, and we did a different process, and we could only use so many words, and it was mostly to be pictorial. And I said, oh my, me, someone who loves knowledge. Okay, so this is what the purpose path, oh my goodness, this is what the purpose path will do for you. Just being on the purpose path and on this journey, man, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about yourself. So I know that I love knowledge, and I love putting together pieces of knowledge that don't look like they go together. So cross-pollinating them and innovating. So for a person that's wired that way, words mean a lot. They mean a lot. So my first iteration of doing my vision board, I had words everywhere. I had very little pictures. And that was interesting because I make purpose art where I say the backdrop is the picture, so it'll bring you to the words. But if you have something that takes you to a different space visually, then you're more likely to come back and visit the words. But I was having a totally different experience when I was doing my vision board. It was really interesting. And so it ended up where living fully, and just my picture of the release of living fully had to go on the board. It was non-negotiable. It was non-negotiable for me. And so, and then I have had experiences from that, with setting that intention. So again, I will go back to the very first thing, one of the very first things to do once you have this aha and this awareness of what your new might look like. We're talking about purpose, but this could be anywhere in your life. It's start off with an honest, sincere ask. I am ready to experience life fully. Not, oh, when will it happen? But it's here because I've professed I am ready to experience living life fully. I'm ready to live life fully. I don't want to be watching the movies of someone else's life. And I'm one of the biggest cheerleaders for other people. That's not what I'm saying. But I want to have my own experience of living fully. And I think that being able to have a sincere ask like that comes from some major healing around self-worthiness. It comes from some real healing around deserving. And it was a process to kind of get to that place. And so when we think about that, a lot of times, we think we have to have these big experiences, like we are checking off. We have to check off the things on our bucket list to live fully. No, we don't. Those are great. But we can start living fully right now where we are by having more fulfilling moments. And the more that we travel on our purpose path, like, we don't have to wait until we get to the ultimate answer of purpose to have living life fully moments. But just because we are committed to the purpose path and we are taking inspired action, because I'm going to every time I take inspired action, I'm living fully. Okay? So me making this recording and sharing this recording with you is taking inspired action and living fully. Because I would prefer to write a note. I would prefer to write a book. I would prefer to write a paragraph or something like that and save looking good. But your purpose will not wait for that. Your purpose does not require waiting for you to get it perfect. In fact, I think it was Maston Kipp said recently on one of our training calls, he said, start messy. Start messy, but just start. Because the world needs more heart. It needs more the sincerity and the beauty and the simplicity of inspired action. It's just we need more of that energy, out than we need more of someone trying to be someone's version of perfection. So like I can think of doing this course probably 4 years ago, where we went through a 28-day process to define abundance, to define aspects of success. And I remember having a huge aha that said, like, a really big measure of abundance for me was impact. And so if I'm able to touch and reach more people through different mediums that I'm less comfortable with, I'm going to do that, because impact is a huge motivator for me. Connection. Oh, I can see my list. I can see my list on the side of my mirror right now. Connection was another motivator for me, was another source of abundance. And so, as we get closer and closer to ourselves and our home and what makes us tick, we'll understand more about what living fully looks like for us. And we can take pieces of that every day. I can remember, I can't think of who said it, but every day just to do one thing that you really loved, one thing that was really blissful. Now for me, because part of my purpose path is purpose, just doing something purpose-oriented was blissful for me. It's blissful for me. It's blissful. It's blissful to have these type of conversations, and I just encourage you to think about what's blissful for you and just do something. It may not be the ultimate version of what you can do, but do something. I remember hearing recently, if you think about, what it is that these really big goals that you have, and you think about what would it take for you to say yes? And you keep drilling down to what would it take for you to say yes to that? And you get to something that you can say yes to right now. What can you say yes to right now? Health-wise, I want to be able to, lose weight, and I want more mobility. It would be great for my health. I have some challenges. So what can I do right now? Right now, I can go outside and I can, walk around for 20 minutes. Who knows what that next thing will lead to, just because I went outside and I did what I can do, which is I can go and I can walk outside for 20 minutes. I don't have to go buy a membership. I don't have to go get any new shoes. I don't have to go get the cute outfits, although I'm kind of sparkly and I really kind of like that kind of thing. But I don't have to do that. I just have to be able to go outside and walk and just be in nature. And then because I do that, I might have a divine spark moment, because I tend to have those when I'm outside in nature. So just think about and take action about what would move you if you did a column. If you did a column on the left, column on the right, and you said, okay, this is what existing looks like for me. And then a column on the right, it's just like, this is what living fully would look like for me. And you can write in front of existing, I am moving from existing to living fully. And if you don't know what living fully is, what are you going to do? Right! You're going to ask a sincere ask. Show me what living fully is for me. Let me connect with it in my visual. Let me connect with it in my heart space. Let me see myself in it. And what does that look like for you? And then if it's really big, and let me tell you something, from somebody that practices strategic planning, a lot of my stuff will be so big and so huge because I'm accustomed to, it's in my comfort zone to look at stuff from 30,000 feet and then drill it down. So it is very possible for you to, if I can do it, you can do it. So it's very possible to drill that down and get that to what you can say yes to right now. And then have more of that. And then once you have more of that, it's in your, subconscious, you've had that experience. And so from the law of attraction, it's like you are creating more and more experiences around living fully. And it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do. It's amazing what will open itself and unveil itself to you. Okay? And it doesn't require, it requires a lot of commitment. It requires a lot of surrender. It requires a lot of heart. It requires a lot of intention. And you have all of those things. So, until our next time together, this is Dina, your sister in purpose, holding space and belief for your connection with your divine spark and for you to take inspired action every day. We'll talk soon.